Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah. We have an awesome show for you today. We're going to check in with our news partner, Wisconsin Business World, and we're going to talk high school football. But first, we have a very special guest, Buzz Kemper, who joins us from Audio for the Arts. So welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me. It's fun to be here.
We are very pleased to have you, and you're going to talk to us today about audio recording and production.
Yeah.
First, I know 2014 has been a very big year. So if you would, give us some highlights.
I know this is a great time for me to be here because we won 3 Mama Awards this year. That's the big news. We won Best Studio in Madison, and my colleague Mike Zirkel won both Best Engineer and Best Producer. So we had fun. We had fun doing a little photo shoot where the 3 of us are holding one award, and Mike is standing there with his 2. You know, like ha ha ha. And but he's actually very humble guy, but that was great. And then we picked up some really great clients this year too, and including Madison Opera and Pro Mega Corporation and a bunch of others. So it's been a terrific year, and let's hope it continues.
Yeah, you knock on wood. I love that. Well, congratulations to you. That's some very exciting accomplishments, and
Thanks.
I'm sure you're very proud. We would like to know, who are some of the artists and companies that you've worked with?
I think we have the best clients anywhere. We've been working with the Madison Symphony Orchestra for probably 30 years, since before John DeMain came to town, actually. We picked up Madison Opera this year. I did sound design for their production of Dead Man Walking. We work with Wisconsin Youth Symphony Orchestra. My business partner, Steve Gotcher, works with a number of groups as well, including the Madison Youth Choirs, various bluegrass bands, doing radio shows, all kinds of stuff. And we've worked with a few famous people too, which is always fun. We've recorded with Gillian Welch and Ani DeFranco and Yo-Yo Ma and a number of others. Mary Chapin Carpenter even did an album from some recordings we did with her.
Very neat. And talk to me a little bit about, there's with so many home studios around and there's project studios as well, why do you think it's important to hire a professional studio? Talk to us about that.
That's a great question. And we always tell people the home and project studio is very important for musicians for being able to figure out where they're at in the process. So I always tell a band, use your project studio to record yourself in rehearsal. Get an idea of where you're at. Oh, that bass part doesn't work as well as we thought it did. Oh, my guitar solo isn't quite as awesome as I thought it was, that kind of thing. Then you go to a professional studio, and we've got a single microphone that's probably worth more than most people's project studios in their entirety. We've got a wide variety of microphones. We've got, between Steve, Mike, and myself, probably, I don't know, more decades of experience than I want to count, because then it would remind me of how old I am.
Right.
And we have a grand piano in our studio, which is a huge draw. People come. We have people come from all over the country, just to record on that. One guy drove from Wyoming to record a record on our piano. So we have facility expertise and just the equipment that you need to bump up from a good recording to an A+ great recording.
Absolutely, and I've heard some of your work, and it is very impressive. So it's exciting to have you here, and congratulations on so many accomplishments and people you've worked with. What are you working on these days? What are some of your current projects?
I'm just wrapping up a Baroque record, which has been really fun to do. It's harpsichord and Baroque violin for a group called the SDG Ensemble, and that should be, I think, the mastering. We're just finishing up the mastering process right now. We had a 17-piece big band in the studio just last week, which was amazing. It was, jazz big band music. You don't hear it much anymore because it's so expensive to get that many musicians. And Johannes Wallman with the UW put together this band and brought them in. And we're doing work for Pro Mega Corporation and Web Courseworks and even a company down in Florida called Research to Practice. So these are all things that we're cranking out in various stages.
Very good. And you know, we've got just a little bit of time left, so I want to make sure we ask you, you do all this production and so many different things, but you do voiceover as well. So I want to make sure we talk about that really quick.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm so lucky. I get to, a lot of the clients that come in to do business audio, they need narration. And both my business partner and I do that. And I just completed some ads for TDS Telecom, which has been great. This summer I got to fly off to Banff in Alberta, Canada, and do some live announcing for American Family Insurance. I've been doing stuff for you know, companies, you know, local and national, and it's great. Some of it's narration, some of it's very technical, and some of it's just, you know, sales, you know, kind of stuff like buy this mug,
right.
You know. But it's all really fun, and I can kind of fool myself into thinking that on some level I'm kind of doing a little bit of acting, and I've always loved that.
Well, that was a good sample, so
Thank
thanks
you.
for that.
Thank you. I'll be waiting for my Oscar.
That's right, yeah, maybe on the break we'll bring that in. But Buzz, thank you so much. It was just a pleasure having you. Congratulations on so many wonderful accomplishments, and it was just a pleasure. We'll have to have you back.
I'd love to. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Well, stick around after the break. We're going to check in with our news partner, Wisconsin Business World. We'll be right back.